Boy, I tell you, John Gruden. I put a video up last night saying that he resigned. Of course, everybody knows now, at least if you keep up with sports. But now these comments have, started to come out, and I'm just like, wow. Wow. I mean, there are a lot of people who are, offended and thinks that that he needed to step down or be fired. But, in today's days and times, and I'm no way defending John Gruden, but in today's times, does anything that anybody says surprise you? Does it? I mean, honestly. This really just goes to show that people who you perceive as one way because you only see them what TV and media portray them as is a total joke. Nothing that anybody would say about anybody would surprise me, and I tell you why. Because, like I said on the podcast, everybody has said some messed up things about people. Everybody. And, and this was when I was under the impression that it was just one email in regards to Damari Smith, the head of the Player Association for the NFL, black guy. The Michelin lips and stuff like that, the email from 2011, I'll be honest with you, because I have a sense of humor, because my sense of humor is the way it is, that didn't bother me, but in one, because it was 10 years ago. And that's not what got him to resign or fired, if you will, because he was going to get fired if he didn't resign. There's no question about that. He was going to get fired if he did not quit. But now what has come out is the emails in regards to a lot of stuff. Calling, making comments about Obama. Oh, you messed up there. Calling Joe Biden a pussy. Calling Roger Goodell a pussy. Because, he didn't, and saying that he didn't want Jeff Fisher to draft queers in regards to Michael Sam. And for those of you who don't know or don't remember, he was the defensive player who came out, I want to say it was 2014, right before the NFL draft. He was Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. And then right before the draft announced that he was gay, and ESPN exploited the hell out of him. They did, and then he went on the Oprah Network and everything else. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was him, I wouldn't have came out public with that until I got my second contract in the NFL. And I'm pretty sure he knew what the potential. I'm sure he knew that he was pretty much putting his dreams of an NFL career at risk by coming out and announcing that he was gay, because there are ways around everything. You can give every football terminology excuse that you want to, but there are ways around everything, particularly in the NFL. I mean, look at Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick did the morally right thing in regards to protesting. He hasn't been in the league since. It cost him his career, and everybody's excuse was, well, because of the football, and he's regressed as a quarterback. We all know that was bullshit. But in regards to Michael Sam, he was a projected second or third round draft pick who damn near went undrafted, and John Gruden said that he didn't, in one of these emails, I guess, that he didn't think that Jeff Fisher, who was then the coach of the then St. Louis Rams, now Los Angeles Rams, should be drafting queers. Okay? And that apparently he had an issue with females being called up to referee games. Now, so, I mean, he was, you know what? He was saying how he felt. And he was sending all of these text messages to then Washington football team, then the Redskins, whatever. He was sending all of this stuff to their president, to their team president, Bruce Allen, who he felt comfortable enough, because these emails span from 2011 to 2018. And it wasn't just Bruce Allen. It was a few more people who, were business owners and such, particularly in the Tampa Bay area. Does it surprise me? I'm listening to First Take, and I'm hearing Keyshawn Johnson say how shocked that he was, to hear about that Bruce Allen was involved. But honestly, how shocked can you be? Really, just because he may have been from Cali, look, dudes have really good poker faces. I'm going to say that right now. People have really good poker faces. How surprised can you really be? They're Virginia ties to Bruce Allen, outside of him being the president of football operations for Washington when they would come to Richmond. Who's his brother? George Allen. He was the governor of Virginia. George Allen's father, he was the head coach of Washington when they were known as the Redskins. He was the team president when their owner, Daniel Snyder, was under all of the scrutiny about his mistreatment of women. It all ties together. It all ties together. How surprised are you really? Now, John Gruden can put out any tweet that he wants about he didn't mean to hurt anybody. Me personally, I don't give a damn, because you can't change what's in somebody's heart, not overnight. What's changing is that he just realized that he's going to lose $60 million because he had $60 million left on his 10-year, $100 million coaching contract from the Raiders. That's what he's losing. What he feels is how he feels. That's how he feels. That's not going to change. His heart is not going to change. His feelings might be hurt right now. He's embarrassed as hell right now. He'll never coach in the NFL again. He won't get a broadcasting job again. But obviously, if these emails span this long of time, this is something that has been in his head and in his heart for a very long time. He just kept his poker face up strong while he was in front of the cameras. So are you really, should this really surprise you? It doesn't surprise me at all. It really doesn't. So I just thought I'd come out and vent that. It is what it is. I'm a Bronco fan. Hope we beat the shit out the Raiders this week.